Good morning, everybody. This is Ruthie Rocks, and it is another day in paradise in beautiful Las Vegas. I don't think we've hit 100 degrees yet this year, so that is a wonderful thing. And I just wanted to add, get this on real quick. I'm sure you can hear me. Okay, so I just wanted to add that, no matter where you go in the country, it seems that there's something going on weather-wise. And we don't have hurricanes, we don't have tornadoes. I remember in Atlanta, I had bushes in my front yard and a tornado would come through and all of a sudden they'd all go flat. And big trees would be uprooted. It was just unbelievable. And of course, then it rained every other day. It was very humid. We had all kinds of bugs and things and that love the water. And I remember bringing my puppies out here and I couldn't believe no more ticks. And they loved me, or no more ticks, no more fleas. And the fleas loved me as much as they did my dogs. That was always funny. And I came out here and it was just paradise. That's why we always say it's another day in paradise. Where can you go where the only weather problem you have is a couple months of the year you got some hot weather. And guess what? We have air conditioning. So give me just a second here. I'm going to make sure that the voice is on. Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Okay. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to be in Vegas? Well, when we moved here in the 80s, there were 350,000 people. Now there's 2.3 million people. So obviously people got the message and they're still moving here. So this is a wonderful place to live. I just love it. And I want to address something today. I hear a lot of naysayers out there talking about, oh, the sky is falling. The real estate market is going to crash. The world is going to turn upside down. Well, it's not. And our trends are solid. We haven't had really any spikes up or down since the pandemic. Really, we had a little spike last year in the prices. Yes, we did. They went up pretty high, but now they're back down to normal, which, you know what? I like normal. When prices go up 5 to 7% a year, that's normal to me because over the past 35 years, that's real estate's appreciation rate, 5 to 7% per year. And so that's what we want. Right now, yeah, we have some low inventory, but we have enough. We keep listing more homes. My goodness, we listed 86 homes the other day, and we have 4,485 homes on the market. And, I don't do real estate unless it's a referral. And I did get a referral a couple weeks ago, and a lady moving from Fresno, California. She wants to buy a house. She's a veteran, and her price point is $400,000. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to have a problem? But then I think, Ruth, 31% of the market is in that price range. So I went in, and that's over 1,000 homes. And she wanted to be, up in the northeastern part of Vegas. And I found some beautiful homes for her. And her son's going to go look at one and probably pick that one. And she comes, it's funny. People say, I don't want an HOA. No HOA is for me. Well, I gave her a little statistic about what HOAs, the favorable points about HOAs. I know they can be annoying, especially with property managers, or, like they come by with their binoculars and say, oh, you've got weeds in your yard. But regardless, it maintains the integrity of the neighborhood. So as much as they're a pain in the neck, they do have a purpose. And I like HOAs personally. I know they tell me when my address light is out. Well, that's not bad. I want to know that. What if I have an emergency and nobody could find my house because my address light doesn't show up? So there's reasons why most HOAs do the good things that they do, as annoying as it may seem to our busy lives, right? But anyway, so long story short. So then this lady we're going back and forth, and she's saying, I don't want an HOA. Okay, fine. But I sent her the email, told her all the good things about it. I didn't have that conversation. I thought, let her read about it and see the good things about HOAs. And then I did send her properties that had HOAs. And in the meantime, guess what? She wants to live in a house that's got a pool close by, that may have a fitness center close by. and that may have some walking trails or, a picnic area, whatever. Well, the communities where I sent her the houses have all those things. And then I said, see, HOAs are good. They provide all these amenities. Yes, you pay a little bit, but if you add it all up, you add all these prices up, I think you'd pay more if you went and joined a fitness center. Plus, you have to drive there, which is gas. And then if you want to go find a community pool, well, it might be, a lot of people there. So she finally saw the wisdom of an HOA and the things that they can provide. Now, not all HOAs have those communities, but in the ones that I picked for her, I picked those. So anyway, just saying, we do have homes in that price range, and lovely homes. This home was, I think the one that she probably will buy was built in 2007. And it's a beautiful home, beautifully maintained. There was some tenant homes, which we couldn't get in, and she's kind of in a hurry. So she wants to make a decision this weekend. So that didn't pan out as well as I wanted it to, because there were some nice homes that tenants are in. But anyway, so she's going to go see some homes that the sellers are going to show her. So anyway, I digress a little bit, but I think that we have a great market here, and there's 3,343 single family homes available. And the rest of them are high rises, condos, and townhomes, which is up here in the description of the daily recap of Las Vegas activity. And then to the right of that is the median single family. And I have 450 up there because that was last month. But I ran these stats yesterday, and they've already come back down so far this month to 430. And I kind of hope they stay around there. I think when the interest rates go down, which I believe they will, get a little bit more, if we can just get under that, get around that 5% mark, I think the first time home buyers will be able to come back into the market. But nevertheless, we do have, our rolling inventory. And I know if you listen to me over the years, I constantly say we keep rolling. We sell homes, then new listings come on the market, and so on and so forth. And so with Vegas, we've got such a diversity of categories of buyers and sellers. We were talking in class yesterday. Jimmy did the class on disclosures, which is a contracts class, which was excellent. He constantly updates his classes, which is really cool. But anyway, we have seniors. We have those 30% of the people are seniors, and we have, then we have that community of people that work in the casinos, and then we have the professional community, and so we have all these different categories in Vegas, which is good. And then we have what do we have here? We have about 40% of our homes are owned by investors, and that's not bad because that gives us a good tenant base for people who move here. Again, just had another referral from a friend. People moved from Texas and they wanted to rent before they buy. Okay, well, that's fine. So I found them a rental in one day because they went with someone who didn't necessarily show them what they wanted. And I always say you have two ears and one mouth for a reason. You need to listen more than you talk sometimes, because they did have some really particular things that the other agent kind of missed. Showed them 3 homes. They made an application. They went back to Texas yesterday and they got approved. So anyway, just giving you a little pointer, especially if you're new in the business. Sometimes, you get nervous and you just talk. Well, it's better to listen and ask good questions. Jimmy always says, who's in control of the conversation? Well, it's the person asking the questions. And then I say, how good are your questions? Because that's important too. Anyway, the point being that we have such a great variety here. We have senior living, we have first-time home buyers, we have millionaires. Look, we're selling three 3.5 homes per day to millionaires, to million-dollar home buyers. Generally, those are people that are millionaires, but not always. But anyway, we do have that variety, and that makes up about 16% of our market. And then, of course, we have the investors buying 22 homes a day, and that's 26% of our market. So you can see that we, depending on, are you farming for investors? Are you farming for sellers? What are you farming for? And you better be farming, because if you're not farming, how are you going to eat? So I always say that because it's so important and that you list to last. And I know over the years, that's been our mainstay. When the market goes up or down, people always want to sell their homes. Now, there's 6 reasons why people move. You've got diapers. Yeah, people have babies, so they need to move. They need a bigger home. Diplomas. Kids graduate. Now people want to downsize. Okay. And then you have diamonds. Oh yeah, people get married and they want to buy a home. And then you have divorce. Unfortunately, people find they didn't choose the right person, so they get divorced, and that's usually a couple deals, a buy and a sell, and maybe two buys and one sell. But anyway, that's another thing that generates business. And unfortunately, we have I call it displacement. People relocate. They relocate here. They live here and they have to go somewhere else. And then, of course, you have death. So those are the 6 Ds of the categories of people that, you've got all those categories, and then you look at our beautiful real estate here in Vegas. And that's why it's such a vibrant market, because people continue to sell and buy real estate. And the new homes, where in the country do we have so many new homes? Home builders, what do we have? 200 communities of home builders, and right now I think we have about 500 to 600 homes that are available if they're for new homes. And new homes, I know we get a referral, but we do get something, but we have to be on top of what's going on with the new homes. And again, that's another, as I say things that today I'm thinking, these are all video opportunities too. And if you're not doing video, you might want to start, because people need to know, like, and trust you more and more as time goes on. That becomes so important, that people know, like, and trust you. It's not so much anymore where people just see you and, oh, sell me a home or list my home or whatever. No, people want to know, like, and trust you. And when you're putting videos out there and you're giving people valuable information, then they say, hey, I saw you. I know you. I saw you on YouTube, or I saw you on Instagram, or I saw your Google business page, or saw you on LinkedIn. And when people see you on that internet and they start seeing your personality, they know, like, and trust you. So when you do that farming, guess what? They probably have seen you. And there's just so many things everybody needs to be doing right now in this market. We are selling, about 100 homes a day. It hasn't gotten up there in June yet, but in May we did 102 homes a day. In March we were down in the 80s, I think, but then it crept up there, and I think we'll stay at about 100. I think that's pretty normal. 100 sales, that's 200 realtors that get paid every day, and that doesn't include the 500 to 800 new home sales that there are every month. So lots of business here in our city, but you have to be known, you have to be seen, you have to brand yourself. And how many times do I say that? How many times can I say it? And segueing out of there, that was about a 14-minute blurb about what's going on in our beautiful city. I will say one more thing about the governor vetoed a bill that I was very happy that he did. John and I own a property management business, and there was a bill proposed that would not allow us to, it would
let's say we get 5 applications. Let me give you the example. You get 5 applications and you choose one person. Well, according to that bill, we were going to have to refund the other 4 people that didn't get that weren't accepted. Well, that got vetoed. I see my baby dog in the background. That's Rockstar. Anyway, we had, so that was going to be, I mean, we have to pay for the credit report. It takes time to screen people. We call previous landlords, if the credit score is decent, then we go down to the next step. So we have a methodology that we use when we do, and we do it, until we find that right person for that home that fits the criteria, and then bingo, we've got a renter. But in the meantime, why do I have to return those? I mean, $70, okay, is what it costs. Well, $75. The company that has the online system charges us $25. The credit report is $30. Now we're up to $55. So basically, we're making $20 for the time we spent. So but the wisdom of Governor Lombardo, he said he vetoed it. And I think I might have put the letter in. If I didn't, I will put it in the group. It was a very nice letter, but he said, this is hampering business. This is really not good. And then there was another bill that he vetoed, and that was the rent control. And it's good and bad. Yeah, he wanted to, a lot of things. Sometimes people don't realize the collateral damage of what happens when you do rent control. But that's a story for another day. And maybe Jimmy and I will have a video about it, or a show about it, because Jimmy really explains it much better than I do. So we'll let that for another day. But anyway, that was good news. I just wanted to bring that up. And I kept my ear to the ground when it came to the property management and the real estate items that were in the current legislature. And it's put to bed for rent control is put to bed for another 2 years anyway. So, but in the meantime, I think that people are going to see the wisdom of not using rent control. So let's move forward here. Today, I want to, I found, I'm a follower of many different coaches, and I have my own coaches and my own mentors, and to stay up on things. And I found this particular video from Tom Ferry, and it says, learn the 8 traits of the greats. So I'm only going to play a few minutes of it. And then I will put, I will put where you can find it on YouTube. Now, when I do that in Facebook, Facebook doesn't really like people to put the link to YouTube, because it takes them off of Facebook. But I will tell you how to find it without putting the link in there. I mean, you can really go to YouTube right now and say, learn the 8 traits of the greats by Tom Ferry, and it'll come up anyway. So they have a great search engine, the number 2 search engine in the world, by the way. That's number 1. We're going to watch that. Then number 2, this weekend, I am going to give you some homework, and it is about Facebook. So one of my mentors, Mari Smith, did an interview, and they talk about with a gentleman. So let me put this up in the screen here. This gentleman, and let's see. For a sec.
We are super bullish on Facebook.
2 billion daily active users.
So what is the state of Facebook in 2023? What's the opportunity? Is Facebook dead?
Facebook wants the world to know, hey, our Reels format is really a main player in the short form video war, if you will.
I'll admit that even though we're passionate about YouTube here, we are super bullish on Facebook.
So anyway, they talk about the 2 billion users of Facebook and the changes that they've made. And I think this is something that you really need to take and see. It's a 17-minute video. And I think this weekend you need to come into the group and watch it, because you need to know what's going on with Facebook. It's not like just for old people anymore. And the stats speak for themselves, and the success of agents and all the other people who are marketing on Facebook, that speaks for itself as well. So let me hide that. I want to get on here today. And I want to show you this. I just took a clip of this, and hopefully it's going to go to where I requested it to go. Otherwise, I may have to bump through it for you. But I want you to listen to this. I mean, you hear me preach all the time about what you should be doing in real estate, and sometimes it's good for you to hear it from somebody else.
It doesn't make sense to me that you would take your own listing photos, that you would enter your own listing in the MLS, that you would do your own transaction, that you would do anything other than prospect, go on appointments, negotiate, and do follow-up. Like, that's it. That's it. Add video in the mix. And that's it. Everything else in today's world can be outsourced to someone that's an expert at it. But Tom, I'm a control freak. I don't want to let that stuff go. And that's why you'll always have a smaller business. And I'm arguing for your greatness. Your greatness isn't working on the transaction. Your greatness is putting deals together. Your greatness is taking care of your clients. Do that at scale. That's what these people have figured out. And of course, they all belong to a community. And yes, of course, they're all clients of ours. But I think the real secret sauce to this one is community. Ask yourself, how many group text exchange are you on, Derek, right now during this conference? I bet it's a bunch, right? All these crazy video lunatics. And your video, which I was a cameo in, still is one of my all-time favorites, right? We'll probably have to show that. Like, it was a super pump-up video. But see, Derek understands that if I belong to a community of innovators and I hang out with more people, right, they're not inside my marketplace, Randy. We're all just getting better together. Does that make sense? But here's the one that you all need to pay attention to. This is the game changer. Do me a favor, just lovingly say to your buddy, you're a one-trick pony. No, say it lovingly. You're a one-trick pony. But let me explain what that means. It's not a bad thing. Is it Mia? Mia. What makes this group so extraordinary is they're brilliant marketeers utilizing the trifecta of consistent brand messaging. So every day they're putting messages out in the marketplace at scale. What's up, guys? The New York City flight has arrived. Okay, I just saw Josh too. You missed all the stuff on time management. Love you, Stevie. But consider this, guys. Look up here. I believe a third of your business should come from people that you don't know that call you. How does that sound? How does that sound? What would it be like if your brand was so strong that, William, people just called and said, a good example, Josh Rubin, I've been getting your postcards forever. We'd like to sell our $4 million apartment. Come over. Is direct mail, could that be a form of branding? Yes or no? Right? My buddy Zach has created so many crazy videos in the Delaware marketplace that people will call him and say, will you come list our house and will you bring the flamethrower? Because he did a flamethrower video that went super viral, and people are like, if that's what it takes, that's what we want. But see, I think a lot of us, we play this game like, I'm afraid to put myself out there. I don't know if I'm good on video. My hair's not red enough. You have stunning red hair, by the way. You know we're 3% of the population and shrinking? Do you have kids? Okay, have more. I'm serious. I have two. I married a dark-skinned Italian, and I have two redheaded kids. Bang, I did my part. I'm dead serious. But here's my point. Ready, guys? I think most agents, most of us inside this room, you're afraid to put yourself out there. You're afraid to talk about the things that inspire you or fire you up because you're afraid that someone's not going to like it. And then guess what? So you hide and you lose a huge opportunity to create know, like, and trust by doing some TikTok videos, by blogging, by doing a podcast, by doing direct mail. My point to you is this, my friends. We are in an environment now where it is truly the rich and the rest. And the rich, whether they like it or not, they do all this stuff. Now, Jason's going to walk you through everything tomorrow in the entire case study. So you're going to know everything you have to do. But here's my challenge for everybody tonight. Do me a favor. Look your buddy right in the eye and say, you have to publish 2 videos before 9 o'clock. Now, some of you are like, only 2? What are you talking about? Yeah. Ken will do 12. Okay, look up here, guys. Look up here. Shh. Now, okay, shh. Look up here. This is what I'm going to hear. There's going to be some gal in the room, and I love you. Most of my clients are female. Most of my clients are above age 55. Most of them have raised 2 or 3 husbands. You with me on this? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I like the way I look. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Surprise people when you show up? They're like, ah! Right? Like, I would rather know what I'm getting into. But you know what happens, guys? You know what happens when you do a lot of video? And I know no one needs to hear do more video. At this point, I hope you don't. It's 2022. But you know what happens? Your level of trust goes through the roof for the tribe that you attract. You don't need everybody. You don't need 2 million people watching your videos. You need 200 people that obsess and watch all of your content. Because what are they going to tell everyone that they know? Oh my God, you got to use this gal. She's always got a flower in her hair, and I love it. And she's got glasses like me. Here's $10,000 for selling my house. And they do it over and over and over. And then if you get really good, your tribe gets really big, and your trust goes through the roof, and you've got more business than you know what to do with. Does that make sense? But that's only the first part. The second part, where most of you miss it, is demand generation. Now, before the end of the day, I'm going to walk you through 4 different case studies. Demand generation means I spend $1 and I make 4 or 5. I spend $1 and I make 8. I spend $1 and I make 3. So I'm putting money into something to get more of it. And I do brand and demand for one reason. I want an enormous past client list. Does that make sense, everybody? What happens is you start out with 162 people that you know, and 3 of them get their real estate license, and your friend list of potential deals gets real small real fast. And unless you take on a demand gen opportunity, which by the way could be open houses, it could be direct mail, it could be a geographic farm, it could be realtor.com, it could be anything. But if you don't have that channel working for you, you're not building up your database fast enough. Make sense? Okay, do me a favor, turn to your buddy and say, he is really talking to you. Because I know, look down here, most of you have figured out a heavy dose of referral business, right or wrong. You guys have figured out how to love on your friends and have people work with you sometimes out of guilt. I want the other 2 to go up. Does that make sense? Now, look at number 7. Read it out loud. I can't hear you. Did you actually think that wasn't going to come out? It's even better. They make way more phone calls than most of you can imagine. They're making phone calls. I tell this story, and I know Timmy's here, and maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow in the morning. Timmy was showing me houses on the Newport Beach Peninsula, and he says, well, just meet me at the office, which is hysterical, so he can then drive me to look at this house. I get in the car, and he goes like this. I go, heh, and he goes, and he's the entire drive, William, the entire drive. We pull up to the house that I want to see, the $8 or $9 million house on the beach, and he's like, can you just go look at it? Okay, anyway, and I was like, you should never work with buyers ever, Tim. This is horrible. He goes, no, it's just you. I'm like, sure, okay, good. But you know what he was doing? On the phone, scheduling an appointment with an expired listing. One of the greatest real estate agents on the planet, with his coach in the car, blows me off, let's get the appointment. That's how many calls these people are making. People that are making calls, and now, did I say cold call? Did I say cold call? No, they're following up on leads, they're calling their past clients, they're calling people named Larry in their phone that they have no idea who they are. Hey, Larry, you're in my phone, who are you, right? Like, they're doing that kind of stuff all the time. Talking with Stephanie Younger, they've got 19,200 leads generated from open houses in the last 12 months. They don't need to cold call. Hey, you were at one of our open houses. We just want to find out where you got. That's it. But see, many of you right now, you're like, but I don't like making phone calls. You picked a weird profession. Right or wrong, guys? Okay, do me a favor. Turn to your buddy and say, I love making phone calls. Okay, no. Hold on. You went like this. You went like this. I love making phone calls. I want you to go like this, like, I love making phone calls. There's a different, sway to it. You just were not going to look at that, dude. All right, I got you. That's good. Okay, you ready? Shh. So 5542. I'm going to talk to 5 past clients every day, 5 people in my sphere every day. Some of you are like, wait a minute. You mean the most extraordinary agents are doing the fundamentals? What's the answer? What's the answer? The fundamentals, the fundamentals, the fundamentals. That's what made them extraordinary. Prospecting and scheduling appointments every single day. That's the game. That's the punchline. But you ready? Here's the big one. They all chose their hard. They all chose their hard. You know what's hard? Not having money and being frustrated. You know what's also hard? Having a schedule full of appointments and being busy all the time. They're both hard. It's hard. It's hard to be in a loving relationship. It's hard to be in a toxic one, right or wrong. It's hard to stay in great shape. It's hard to be out of shape. It's all hard. Why are you looking for easy? There is no easy. Everything worthwhile takes courage and a fight and some hustle to go after it every single day. Does that make sense? I think all of you tonight, when you go back after your 2 glasses of wine, you should do like 100 push-ups. I haven't done 100 push-ups since I was in 3rd grade. Good. Do it. It's hard. Awesome. You'll use muscles you haven't used in a while. That'll set you up for this, using some muscles you haven't used in a while. It's all hard. Does that make sense? All right. So now, mental toughness is measured by how much pain you can handle. How much pain can you handle? It's hard to build a business. It's hard to go on 3 listing appointments a day. It's hard to do 14 or 15 in a month. It's hard. But you know what's also hard? Watching somebody else put up listings on the board. I'm too competitive. I'd kill them all. I'm sick. I admit it. You with me on this? Like another coach starts to ascend, I'm like, I'm either going to buy their business or kill them, one or the other. Do you know what I mean? I'm mental. I get it. But that's what it takes, my friends, to just elevate and continue to ascend. So let's keep jamming.
Okay. Oh dear. I love live shows, don't you? So anyway, Tom Ferry has now he goes around the country with his shows, and you see all the agents in that auditorium. They didn't get there for free. And do you know, to be coached by Tom Ferry, he's got 20, 30 coaches, because he coaches around the world. You know, it's between $1,000 and $1,500 a month to be coached by him. And then, do you see, I mean, probably most of those people in that room have Tom Ferry's coaching team help them with real estate. And when he says, choose your hard, if you choose to be coached by Tom Ferry, you just chose something very hard, because they make you accountable. And he's got a thing where, now there's some coaches, and I will say with Brian Buffini, I think it's $500 a month. You just need to give him a 30-day notice when you don't want to be coached anymore. With Tom Ferry, no. If you sign up for Tom Ferry, it's at least $1,000 a month, and it's a year contract. In other words, you're in or you're not in. So choose your hard. That's what he's talking about. And do you like not having any money? That's hard. Do you like making phone calls? 20 phone calls a day? That's hard. Choose your hard. They're both hard. Maybe we just get used to being broke. I don't know. I don't think so. And again, if you don't like making phone calls, maybe you're in the wrong business. Unless you can go out and knock on doors and you are connecting with people other ways. I know we all have a book of business, hopefully, that we can pick up that phone and say, I know you've probably been hearing like the sky is falling, but let me tell you, it isn't. And here's why. Lots of things that we can talk about besides I want to buy your house or sell your house, or I want to sell you another house or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy being out of shape, you know. And the older you get, the harder it is to be out of shape. The harder it is when you're out of shape, I should say. So choose your hard. You want to go to the gym 5 days a week. You want to work out in your home 5 days a week. You want to walk, whatever you want to do. Choose your hard, right? You want to live long. You want to have quality of life. So you want to, be healthy. And then I like the question, how much pain can you handle? No pain, no gain. That was a t-shirt years ago. No pain, no gain. I used to see it at the fitness center all the time. And I used to think that is so true. And guess what? 6 days a week, I'm at the fitness center. At 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I am there. You think that's easy? No. I mean, you watch a movie, you go out, maybe you had a couple cocktails, you wake up in the morning, you're a little tired, but you still get up and do it. And if you in this business, you better be making your phone calls. Just saying. And your videos. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to post some videos for you to watch this weekend. The video on, actually, I just remember the video on the Facebook. I did video that myself, so I can put it in the group without telling you how to get it. And I will let you know how to watch the whole video of Tom. We just watched the last 15 minutes, but the whole video is good. I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Give me a like, subscribe, hit that bell to notify if you're on YouTube so that you know when I go live. I've been a little sporadic so far the past 2 months. Hopefully I'll get that smoothed out sooner than later. And lots of things I've been working on for the future. Going to have lots of guides for you, things like that. Going to get Jimmy back probably September. And we're going to do some really deep dives into how to keep you motivated. I love you all. Have a great day. Be happy you're in Vegas.